Hi. One day evening, an elderly gentleman was coming after his work back home. He saw his 11-year-old son sitting on a park bench and crying. So the man got a little upset and went to this young man and said, Robin, what happened? Is everything okay? Why are you crying? So the boy looked at the father and said, Dad, I went to play in the ground and my friends are mocking at me. All of them are very rich people. So somebody is an engineer, somebody is a doctor, somebody is a politician, somebody is a big businessman. No, somebody is an industrialist. When I told my father is a gardener, they were laughing at me that your father makes a living by watering and feeding plants. You are from such a poor family. So that's why I'm crying. So the father looked at him and said, come, I'll show you something. And then he took that boy to the garden and then gave him one flower seed. And the gardener also took one flower seed and said, let us plant these two seeds, okay? You plant the seed that I given you, I'm going to plant this seed here. And you will take care of your plant, I shall take care of my plant. Let us do this and we shall learn a lesson. So the boy planted the seed and this man too planted the seed and they kept watering those seeds, and few days later, the both seeds started sprouting, and this gentleman, the father, daily used to bring water from a clean lake and then used to put the water to this plant, and this boy had no other way but to fetch water from a muddy pond. He used to give that muddy pond water to that plant. So both used to take care of those plants, and few days later when those plants became bigger, started blossoming and started giving nice beautiful flowers. So the father took this young boy and said, look at this, both the plants. Which one do you like? So the boy looked at this plant and looked at that plant and said, Dad, surprisingly, my plant looks much more lively and the flowers look much more beautiful and full of life. Whereas I used to observe that you used to water the plant with the clean lake water. And I was only giving muddy water from the pond to my plant. Now how come my plant is much more lively? So the man smiled at this young man and said, that's what I was trying to teach you, that this plant had to do nothing. It only had all comforts in life, clean water. It is like very dull. Your plant has to really take out, right, that he has to live with that muddy water. In that mud, it had some fertilizers, nutrients, and from there it went on to become much more better. And he said, in this life too, problems will come, troubles will come, and lot of difficulties will come. Only when you face them and your talent will come out, you will become that much more capable. Imagine in life you have to do nothing and you need to go through life, then life is not that entertaining at all. But every day is going to be a challenge. You need to face that hurdle. You need to really face that difficulty, and life is going to be that much more evolving. You become much more matured. You can face any eventuality. So don't pray God not to give troubles. Pray to God to give you that talent, that capability to handle those problems. Okay. So only God has putting us through difficulties to make you a better person, not a bitter person. Only through muddy water, the lotus will come, right? Only when people they admonish you, they scold you, they rebuke you, and they criticize you, they find faults with you, and they try and say some bad words to you. Take that as a feedback and see how we can improve, and life is going to become better, right? So I'm sure, friends, most of us also, as a parent, we want to give every possible comfort to our children. You want them to walk on a red carpet. You want for them to go to school by a school bus, a nice beautiful car. You want to be in air conditioned. You always put your children in air conditioned house. Whatever they want, you want to give them. So you are actually making, one hybrid chicken or chicken which is in the farm and it doesn't have much immunity. But when they face difficulties, hurdles, and that's when they are going to become much more mature. So you should know what to give to children, what not to give, because as a father, as a mother, we shall not be with our children every time. We can't take care of them 24 hours. When they go by train, when they go by bus, when they go into the market, when they go to the real world, people will be there who will do all kind of harms to them. So you can't be there every time to protect them, but you should teach them that capability, how they can handle this problem. If we can do that, we are nurturing the plant with that muddy water from the pond, which has got the nutrients from that mud, and then it has grown into a beautiful plant. That way our children too, only through friction, only through troubles, only going through difficulties, they're going to become a role model. What do you say? So this is Jayasimha, just signing off from Hyderabad. Love you all. Bye bye.